That one's put high, and it is caught! He got it! Carlos Dominguez makes the catch, and for the first time since June 16th, 1977, a no-hitter through 9 innings in the IBL. Owen Boon goes the distance. History here made at Jack Couch Park on a Thursday night. Historical moments, cycles, and we still got an All-Star Showdown coming up this month here in the Intercounty Baseball League. Lots to talk about this week on the IBL Inside Pitch. He's Neil Srivastava. He is Braden Farrington. My name is Mark Perry. And, similar to what we did last week, guys, we're going to change the order up a little bit more because this deserves its own recognition right off the top. For the first time, as you heard in that clip right before the music, for the first time since 1977, a 9-inning no-hitter in the Intercounty Baseball League during the regular season. I know people are pointing out that there was one a few years ago that was in the playoffs. Owen Boon, the first 9-inning no-hitter during the regular season in the IBL in 48 years. And, it's a recognition that is well-earned, and my goodness, what a game he had in that one. You picked a good one to go to.
I got to start by this. Yeah, I got to start to start this off before, and I got to thank Jenny for dragging my ass to that game that Thursday night because I had no intention of going. I wanted to stay home and just get the stuff done around here because we were doing the All-Star reveal show the next morning, everything else, and it was just like, no, I want to go. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll go. I'm just like, okay, yeah, that would have looked really silly if we were sitting here and he pulls that off, and it was like, yeah, okay, how did we miss that one? That's right up there with missing Carlton's 5th home run to the left field for crying out loud. You just can't miss that one.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be something to be said about Owen Boon pitching at Jack Couch.
He loves pitching there for some reason.
Loves
he just
pitching
does.
there. Like, yeah. I don't know. There's something there.
He's the one guy that you think, okay, if anybody wants to pass on that place and is entitled to pass on that place, it's Owen Boon. Yeah. But no, he just says, give me the ball. I'm going to go shove.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have my best fastball. I'm not going to have half my things working, and it's just like, just going to go out there and shove.
He spent 3/4 of the series a couple of years ago against Kitchener, albeit in a losing effort. Spent 90% of the time on the mound in that series, and most of it played at Jack Couch.
Yeah.
Well, he did win that one game, and then he came back. He started the next one. He went 4 and a third in that second one. And then he was back out there for game 5. I was just like, how?
Mm-hmm.
How?
Yeah. What was the count again? What, in less than a week? About 348 pitches, I believe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. It was
whatever the TV says, I'll believe it.
Well, I was the one on the TV, and I can't even remember, so.
Yeah. Oh, that was crazy. And it's just, then we had a post-game interview with him, and it's just like, yeah, okay. Yeah, things are just going the way it was, and he's just like, I'm sitting in the stands with Jenny going, he hasn't got his good stuff today. Like, he's going to be battling. I figure, okay, he might get 6. Like, we're up by a lot by that point, and it's just like, okay, there's still that 0 on the board. I'm like, thank God Jenny understands baseball, so I didn't have to go, okay, we don't mention this stuff. Like, it was good as far as that stuff goes, but it's just like, then we get to the 9th inning, I'm going, as a league social director, I got to post something, but please don't jinx this. Please don't jinx this. So I just took a picture and said, yeah, that's going on. Here's the link. Come watch.
That's amazing. But like, it couldn't have happened to a better guy. You know what? Like,
no
question.
No question.
Owen actually cares about his performance. Like, I don't know about you two, but like, I have unfortunately been around him when it doesn't go great. And it's like, okay, yeah, I feel bad for the team the next start because he's about to absolutely murder them.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like, thankfully, touch wood, Hamilton has not seen one of those yet. So yeah, we hopefully don't see those anytime this year.
And I'd say the coolest thing outside of his pitching performance was like, I think it was back in 2016, we made a group chat just for the pitchers, in London, and like that group chat was going off.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking, and I'm like, why is this thing all of a sudden going off?
Yeah.
Right? And then like I tune in, and I'm like, okay, something is cool happening. Like this is awesome. And then it happened. I was like, that's like, I couldn't tell you last time I've really seen a no-hitter in person, not in person, but like live. So that was a cool moment, even to to know Owen. It's kind of a cool thing. So now I can tell people, hey, this happened.
And the Cardinals, they had a streak of, I think it was 21 and a third innings of shutout baseball this week as well, on top of everything else that was going on. So, when Chatham-Kent finally scored a run in the 6th, 7th inning, it was just like, I think the everybody just kind of breathed a sigh of relief, because, okay, fine. Okay, we can go back to normal now.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to point out, and I'm just putting it out there, I mentioned the no-hitter on the air a few times that night, and I got a couple of side eyes. I got a couple of side eyes in the booth. I got a couple of side eyes through the chat function. He still got it.
Did you not
So I
see
just
me yell
want
at you?
I just want to say this right now. There is no such thing as a broadcaster's jinx, because if I can't even will away a no-hitter, it doesn't exist. It does not exist.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the people of Chatham-Kent would beg to differ, because I went up to the game Saturday night. It was like I think it was 1-0 for them. I'm on the air with them. Duncan hits his first home run. It's 3-1 Hamilton. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I think my work's here done. I should probably get out of this box. I go downstairs. I'm sitting down there, and Jeff's waving at me. Hey, you're gonna come to call the top of the 7th inning, and then of course, that's when the grand slam happens, and I literally got booed out of there because they were just so mad. They were so mad. It was all good fun and all, but they were mad.
Was it the guy sitting on the left-hand side?
Oh yeah, you know exactly who that was.
Oh man, that guy's loud.
We got Tracy. We got other guys just having fun with it, but this guy was like, seriously, you gotta get out of here now. I'm just like, we're going over by the box. If you want to come fight Rodney, go ahead.
Oh wow.
Don't recommend.
Yeah.
No.
Don't recommend.
Well,
no.
Just to kind of continue on the Hamilton train, obviously a great weekend for them. Not only does Owen Boon get to, first of all, we're just going to throw it to a quick clip here. I got to chat with Owen Boon after that no-hitter. We'll throw to it right now. Take me through that final out. I mean, Dominguez reaches out.
Oh,
What's going through your mind on that final play?
I was like, catch it, please. I was like, oh my God, don't drop. It's a full moon tonight, so I mean, he charged the ball so hard and he made a great play, and I was just super thankful that he was ready, and the guys behind me, the entire night, like coming on the 7th, 8th inning, like it's easy to kind of mentally on the defensive side take yourself out of the game when the score is up pretty high, but they did a great job staying locked in behind me, and I really appreciate that. Right, that means more to me than the no-hitter kind of deal. So that was really awesome.
What comes to mind when I say that's you just did something that no IBL pitcher has been able to do in the regular season in 48 years?
It's pretty cool. I mean, no-hitters aren't all that common, especially in a hitters-friendly league. So it's kind of nice to do that. I don't know. Yeah, man. Stars aligned tonight. You take it when you can get it, because it can go south on you pretty quick in this league.
Were you a little superstitious as the game went along? Like kind of that whole, you see it all the time in the dugouts when there's no-nos happening in the bigs, like the players stay away from you. You just kind of keep to yourself. Like what's kind of going through your mind as the night goes along?
Yeah, I mean, you notice the guys are being like they're looking at you a little bit more in the dugout. They're like trying really hard not to like say anything or mention it, and like you try really hard not to think about it. I mean, I think I was aware about it of it in the 5th inning, and then I was like, okay, like 6th inning, and I'm like, okay, this could happen if we just keep rolling. So just tried to put it to the back of my mind and just take it like one pitch at a time. Essentially, that's all you can do, really.
Do you just kind of look at the scoreboard a lot less as the game goes along to keep your mind off the zero?
I honestly, I never check the scoreboard really, and so it's except if I'm like just trying to double check what count it is. So I really just focus on the glove and the catcher and who's at the dish, and try and just go at him.
It's your first season in Hamilton here, and I mean the the way you've been able to come in here and just kind of shore up this this starting rotation for a team that's kind of struggled with pitching the last couple of seasons, what can you say about this this team behind you and just the way that Eric Spearin and everybody's been able to put everything together here?
Yeah, I love them. I mean, it's like a great group of guys. We have a lot of fun at the ballpark together, which is huge. It's been a seamless transition, right? So,
all right,
I'm gonna head out soon. They want me in their club.
Yeah, man, go and celebrate, dude. Congratulations. And that was Owen Boon running off into the sunset. If you didn't hear in the background there, you'll probably hear some of his teammates calling him over because, again, he was in celebration mode there. He didn't want to talk to a schmuck like me as long as he did, but
No,
he was really
exactly,
gracious with his time after a historic
Yes.
moment. And once again, just a congratulations once again to him. I believe it's the hats, the jersey, and the baseball are getting
Yep.
donated to the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, and that's just an honor to have that up there, and it's going to be a memory that lasts for a long time, not only in his career, his teammates' career, but also my career too. It's the first time I got to call a no-hitter. Never happens,
Yep.
and I'm gonna be
Well,
probably
I was
gold
so happy that
plating that
it was you
score
calling it,
sheet.
not me, because I think I would have just lost. I think I would have just lost it halfway through and be like, okay, man, like just how do you hold it together here?
I don't
You
know
start
how I did it,
saying
but
hitter mid broadcast.
But I think I scared the guys because I'm sitting right behind the dugout, and I don't usually go. I'm very calm on the broadcast. I was not calm that night. I was pacing. I was cursing. I was all over Pete because he came out to argue something in the ninth inning. Going, what the heck are you arguing this thing for? Like, I was just like, it was such a trivial call by that time.
mhm.
I was just like, I was all over everything. I think Josh Williams at one point just looked at it and went, "Damn."
Classic.
Well, just to fast forward here, not only Owen Boon getting the no-hitter, but also another, maybe not so much of a rarity, but something that only happens every once in a while. Tyler Duncan hitting for the cycle, including 2 home runs this weekend.
Yeah, well, he had 2 home runs in that game, and they had one, I believe, Thursday night as well. So yeah, he had 3 home runs on the week, and of course, you got to make him player of the week. I'm sorry, you guys can light up my email if you want to afterwards, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you gotta honor the cycle as much as you have to honor a no hitter and this stuff. It's something that's very rare, and it's very like I don't ever think I can ever remember where it's happened to the same team in that span of 3 games. Like it's just unheard of.
Yeah. This
Mhm.
is the official like Duncan like taking on the whole league for the second half here, or
I think so. Like, and like you
so?
said in the interview with me when we were getting bombed by every player there, it was just like, yeah, he's the king of the slow starts,
Yeah.
and now he's finally gotten to see things. So yeah,
That's
if
good.
I'm pitching to Tyler Duncan, I'm being very careful how I do it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That baseball is looking like a big beach ball now. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah. So we can say officially for those that are wondering for the IBL player and pitcher of the week, Neil, safe to say both of them are from the Hamilton Cardinals.
they are both from the Hamilton Cardinals. They got the broom out this week. I'm sorry, folks. It's just just how it worked out.
Yeah, so congratulations to Tyler Duncan, player of the week, and Owen Boon, pitcher of the week. And the Hamilton Cardinals right now sitting at 14-12 on the season, riding a 5-game winning streak. See what they can do heading into the All-Star Showdown, which they host this coming Sunday. Get
Yes,
your
yes.
tickets now at hamiltoncardinals.com. We'll have more on the All-Star game in the second half of the show. Let's turn it now to the team in the 9 spot, the team that was no hit and continuing to struggle, outscored 31-7 in the span of 4 games, a 4-4 for the Kitchener Panthers. And that July 31st date against the Brantford Red Sox continues to light up on
yeah.
the calendar more and more as these games go by, just with how much the Kitchener Panthers have struggled as of late.
Yeah, and it's just it's hard to watch these guys because they've had leads in games and everything else, but they just find ways to squander it. And it's I don't know, like the starting pitching at times has been good enough to get you a win in a pinch, and other times, and then the bullpen just lets you down, or they make defensive errors, or something's gone wrong. This team is just, I don't know. It feels like they're going through the cycle. They're just going through the motions now. They've kind of resolved the fact, okay, we're going to finish eighth. We're going to somehow sneak in like we did last year. Like that just seems to be the mindset right now around these guys. Yeah, I granted it's a different core, different guys and everything else, but it just seems to be that same sort of mindset. They're not going out to do anything to improve themselves out here. They're not going to make a big move here. They're not going to send somebody home and and bring somebody else in here that wants to win now. So I don't know if they just want to sit pretty in the eighth spot and hope, okay, it's up to Brantford to knock us out of this thing. But I don't know. That's not the mindset I'd want to be in right now, especially when you're under new ownership and everything else. And it's like, okay, yeah, you got an opportunity to turn the page here, rewrite some history here, guys. But this is not off to a great start.
No, yeah, it's I feel like this is like a weekly occurrence here with us talking about the bullpen, the defensive issues. Like I remember back in, I think it was had maybe 22, where it was kind of the same thing. They were just kind of coasting. They didn't have the import for whatever reason, and it was just like, oh, let's just go to the ballpark. Let's just put our cleats on. Oh, let's just waste 3 hours of our lives and let's go back to our normal life. Nobody wants that. Like
No.
Brock, like Mark, do you want to go to the field and watch, someone just go through the motions? Probably not, because like you have better things to do. Like, do other teams have other things to do? Yeah, everybody has their own lives, so like make it a game. People technically are coming, and well, I don't know about coming, but they're paying their own good money to watch you play. Like some of these people, this is what they look forward to. It's not like, oh, I'll just give you my money and then this is my source of entertainment and whatever. Like maybe this is all they got, and this is their distraction from their regular lives.
Well, exactly. They're not taking vacations this summer. They decided to go to baseball games instead. They bought a season ticket rather than, okay, I can't afford to go away, but at least I can go watch something locally here and support the local team.
So like I think some of the guys in the room there, like look yourself in the mirror, like take some pride in this. Like this, I'm not gonna say it's embarrassing yet, but like it's pretty close to it from a player standpoint that has seen a lot of things.
One thing I will say about this Panthers team is that after Thursday's game, they started to kind of kick it up a little bit, but it still seems like they're finding ways to lose. I mean, you lose 1-0 against London, basically what turned into a pitcher's duel and probably Andy Vargas's best appearance of the season going the length. Saturday, you give Welland a run for their money. They actually get 2 runs on Davy Mendez in the 9th, but they just can't figure it out after that. And then Saturday, it's a 3-1 lead. Owen McNeil overthrows the third baseman and ends up cashing 2 runs in. And I felt like after that game was tied at 3, the momentum really shifted and Kitchener just couldn't really recover. It seems like when they face this adversity, they can't find their way out of it. They can't get out of their own way is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. And we've seen teams do that too, and it's like, okay, when that starts happening, it's hard to stop the snowball from rolling down the hill because now it's just getting bigger and bigger. The pressure's building on your heads, and you think back to, oh man, it's just like last time. You just can't get out of that cycle.
Well, let's move on to the team in the bottom spot of the IBL, but not in the bottom spot of the IBL power rankings this week. Losers of 4 straight games, the Brantford Red Sox. It was a 6-4 game against the Hamilton Cardinals in their most recent game, but they end up losing that one. Back-to-back against the Barrie Bay Cats. I don't want to say embarrassing by any means, but just got blown out at home, and then ends up making a game of it, and Barrie ends up getting the win despite only having 6 hits on the board at home at Athletic Culture Stadium. What do you guys make of the Brantford Red Sox here?
They just need to get some breaks. They need to. Sometimes you got to make your own luck in this league too, and maybe just by showing up and being ready to embrace luck or something. They just have to change the mindset coming in the things. Maybe try to get the lead early rather than play from behind, which they seem to be perennially be doing lately. It's just okay. They make a close game and everything else because they're battling back. They're figuring things out. They just don't seem to have the same sort of plan of attack when they start the ball game as they do in the later half. It's like, okay, we're under their bullpens. This guy's getting tired, something like that. Things are going to happen. Like they've got pieces in this lineup that are capable of doing things at this level, and if not at this level, a little higher level too. Just, but yeah, and you got to shout out Aiden Armitage yesterday. And everything else, I loved his dissertation of his pitching performance yesterday. I don't know if you guys have seen it on Instagram. I sent it to both you guys and everything else, but this guy was like top notch analytically of himself, like as far as everything else goes. And that was just it. You don't expect to see that at this level from a pitcher. Like I get he's doing his masters and whatever it is, but my goodness, like this guy is it's got it down to a T.
Like I loved it. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it actually even before you even sent it to us.
Yeah.
And like for me as a baseball nerd, and I kind of do the same with my outings, but like for him to physically put it out there and not like have a care in the world about what people are thinking.
No, he's just
Like me personally, I would probably never do that because
yeah.
you know.
No.
But for
He's
him
one
to
of
do
these
that,
guys,
like,
you know, come.
kudos. Like,
I would
that's
love
amazing.
to if they get knocked out or something. Hey, Aiden, come on the show or come on, like just come
Yeah.
on. We'll do something on an interview, maybe a couple times a week, and just you guys, you can break down a couple of these pitchers in this league and say, okay, this is what's working for this guy. This is why he was successful.
Yeah.
This is what's not working for this other guy, and that's why he's having problems. I would love to see that.
I would love to just kind of pick his brain and see what he's thinking when it comes to pitch selection versus pitch setup, and say like you throw one pitch, but then you also got to think of like two pitches in advance. I kind of want to see where he's at with that one.
He had a lot of strikeouts yesterday. Like
Yeah.
he was making guys. I don't say he was making them look silly, but he was outthinking them at the plate. He was definitely, you know, he was changing his delivery speed, he was changing his timing, he was changing his slot as far as stuff goes, and things were working. He was mixing. He's got 5 pitches now, so you know he was mixing it all in yesterday. I'm just like, well, how many guys in this league actually have 5 pitches that are okay, confident to throw in this league?
Not often.
No. Well, another special shout out for the Brantford Red Sox. He was activated a couple of weeks ago. We finally have the Brantford Red Sox debut of Jose Vinicio. Played 2 games this past weekend, and I didn't actually get to see him on Friday night in Brantford, but he's a very welcome addition to that infield.
Yeah, no question he will be. And of course, he wasn't in Sunday's game. I think they had some guys playing some out of position. They had Bateman behind the plate because again, Cassidy Watt had probably caught 3 of the 4 games on the weekend. Anyways, just you got to give the catcher a little break here somewhere. Plus, not to mention the heat, but still, we'll get to that later.
Well, the Brantford Red Sox, number 8 in the power rankings this week. To number 7 we go, the Guelph Royals, losers of 3 straight ball games, 3 runs against in the 9th against London. Another team that just can't get out of their own way. They were tied at 4 going into the 9th inning and just ended up not winning that one. They play Welland tonight, but the Guelph Royals, what do you guys say about them this week?
I think the two losses boiled down to Dino leaving the pitchers in too long. I think he needed to go. He had to trust his instincts. Okay, maybe this guy's done. Maybe I need to just change the arm slot, change the look, change something out here just to throw somebody off here. But again, it's just boils down to they're down a starter right now. So they got Edgar Garcia in an unfamiliar role. Well, he's probably familiar with pitching wherever because he'll go. He's a workhorse, but still. He was brought in to be the closer, and now he's not closing. He's starting games and trying to hold he's trying to hold teams off the scoreboard a lot longer than he should be out there. That's not a shot against him or anything. It's just, hey, he's not in a familiar spot. Claudio's apparently coming soon-ish. We're not sure when, but he's apparently coming. So, and of course, they've got Kyle Thomas not fully ready to go yet, and they got other guys not fully ready to go. So it's just like, okay, they're battling. The rotation's a little piecework right now, and they don't seem confident from 6, 7, 8, and 9 right now. They just don't have, okay, I want the ball guy. They got some young kids out there trying to do things. They got Mercado out there trying to do things. They got Deans out there trying to do things. And it's just not, it's a lot of heavy lifting by those guys and everything else. They just don't know how long they're going to be out there for.
Yeah, I'm curious on how this team is going to be when all the pieces are there. Because that's like moves people into their normal-ish, like routines and normal spots that they're going to be throwing in or playing in. and then
Yep.
maybe that's where the Guelph Royals kind of take off. But
Mhm.
until then, it's good. This is how it's going to be, and it's the same rhetoric every week. I feel like it's either the pitching is on, but the offense is off, or the offense is really on and pitching is what it is.
Like I think
So
they've got the lowest batting average in the league now, so the hitting's not been doing the job, and
Yeah.
it's it's not one guy. It takes 9 to win a baseball game and everything else, and it's not on one guy. But again, it's just there's guys that are struggling to get their feet wet, get their legs back underneath them, and just get their timing down still. But now we're approaching the All-Star game, guys. It's July 20th coming up this weekend, so it's kind of like okay. Then you look past that, you've got 1 week to finalize your roster. So, pardon my French, it's time to either poop or get off the pot here, really, as far as this stuff goes.
yeah, and then
Well-
but then even that is when the new guys arrive, when they arrive, it's how do you get them up to speed? And
Exactly, because
it's
it's gonna be a
fast
hard
turnaround.
push to qualify these guys for playoffs.
Yep.
Like, is
Mhm.
Claudio going to have to come out there and pitch like, he's going to start one game on Tuesday, he's going to wind up closing Sunday or something, and then, he'll start the Friday night or something, and then do the same thing on a Sunday, pitch an inning just to get enough innings to qualify, enough games to qualify.
For those that are wondering, Neil, can you put it out there? What does it take for a pitcher to qualify, and what does it take for a batter to qualify?
Batters, I believe it's 42 plate. Actually, they might be 45. I got to look that up, but it's in that range. But as far as pitchers go, it's 10 innings pitched over 5 appearances. So you really much have to be in 5 games at some point and have 10 innings pitched in this league to qualify for postseason. The batter one always seems to elude me for some reason, but I think it's 45 or something. It's somewhere around that range as far as plate appearances.
So if that's wrong, don't roast them. We're just doing that off the
No.
top of our heads. Just a
Yeah,
heads up.
sorry, I don't have the. Actually, maybe I do. Hang on, we'll find it.
No. Well, while you're looking
We'll
for that,
find it.
I will point out 2 things. Yes, Guelph does have the lowest average in the IBL. They're batting .239 at this point in time. They also have the lowest runs for at 139 going into tonight's action. London is second worst at 148. One other thing I will mention too is obviously Franklin Torres is also part of that conversation to come back. If anything, you're not taking the bat out of Matthew Ward's hand. And we
No.
know that Franklin Torres has played a little bit of infield too. So when he comes back, I would imagine you're probably going to see that platoon between Ward and Torres in behind the plate, where if Ward is in behind home plate catching, you'll probably see Torres out in the outfield. And when Torres goes behind the plate, you'll probably see Ward as a DH for that certain game. There's things that they can work with, and guys, there's a reason why that a lot of these guys play multiple positions. You can move them around and make sure that the bats that are hot can still stay into the right hands.
Exactly, and it's not a bad thing to have 2 catchers going, especially at this level that can play at this level too, because you wind up with a young kid back there, and he's here till August, and then it's like, okay, sorry guys, I got to go to school, so now you're on your own, and you got a catcher that doesn't have a lot of experience back there, and playoffs in this league are definitely different. Guys are more. I don't want to say they're more physical at the plate when they come home, but
Yep.
there has been collisions, there's been bumpings, there's been other things that have happened. So you
The
just have to
lights are
deal with those
definitely
things.
brighter.
There's some
Yeah.
oomph, to say the very least. Neil, any luck?
I am looking. Okay, so according to last year's rules, it is in order to unrestricted participation in playoffs. A position player must have 24 plate appearances. And a pitcher must have appeared in at least 5 games and pitched 10 innings pitched. There you go.
Okay, so there it
24.
is. So you had the
There it is.
pitchers right. The plate appearances is at 24.
Who are we off?
Yeah,
24. Yeah.
not far off. Anyway,
Yeah.
Sounds more.
Guelph
And of course,
Royals.
junior call-ups on the 21, 22. You guys are not don't have to qualify for playoffs, so they're eligible as long as they're on the roster before the signing deadlines and everything else. Actually, before the OBA signing deadlines, not the league signing deadlines. So as they were on the roster before then, they're fully good to go.
Yeah, and just a special shout out. Speaking of the OBAs, I believe the national qualifiers are happening this weekend in Kitchener, so that'll
They
be
are.
something to watch as well. So if you're looking for some baseball beyond the IBL and looking for the future of the IBL, national qualifiers happening in Kitchener this coming weekend. The Guelph Royals at number 7 this week in the power rankings. To number 6 we go, the Toronto Maple Leafs. You wrote it, Neil. Injuries and a bit of bad luck, a couple of losses this week, a bit of a light weekend for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but not getting the right luck at the right time.
No, and it's just it's hard to come. You have a pregame ceremony where you're honoring Paul Spargeric on Sunday, and it's just because you're not sure how long that's going to take. So if you're starting pitcher and everything else, not faulting that, but it's hard to prepare yourself because you don't know when you're actually going to throw that first pitch. I know Saddle went through that one on opening day and everything else too. So it's just, yeah, as much as you love these things, you just kind of, if you're the starting pitcher, you almost want to say, okay, we're starting at 2:15. So, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna skip the pregame ceremony. I'm gonna stay in the dressing room till 2 o'clock or whatever I need, however time it is, 1:55 or something. I'm not walking out of there till, when I'm staying low in the shade and just going out there and whatever. But yeah, I'm not gonna say that was the reasoning behind everything, but it's hard, like you have the roller coaster emotions going on the field around you. Just as a player, it's kind of hard not to be distracted by it.
Yeah, it was a cool ceremony. I got to watch it. Got to know Paul pretty well over the last couple of years. Well, not the last couple, but I'm gonna say at least 10.
Yep.
It was just cool, because for a guy that's done a lot for not only the Toronto Maple Leafs but just baseball in general, I
Over the
thought
Olympics
they
and
did a pretty
everything
good
else.
job.
It's just,
Like I thought they did a fantastic job honoring it. His family was there. I know his 2 kids, Hunter and Garner, who could both easily suit up. Well, not Garner right now, but both of them for sure could suit up and play for sure. But it was cool. It was cool to see them out there, and it was awesome.
All right. The Toronto Maple Leafs coming in at number 6 this past week. Not much more to talk about with them. Again, just a couple of games that they played this past weekend. Looking at number 5, the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, a team that was once at the top of the power rankings. They have now lost 3 straight. Do we just say that the Barnstormers ran into a buzzsaw with a couple of games against Hamilton and the Welland Jackfish on Sunday? Or
yeah, it
I
was
guess
just
what's going
that's
on with
just
them?
you got to look at left on base. It's been a problem all week. I think it's actually been a problem for the last 2 weeks, but it's really compounded itself over the weekend for sure. I know in the Royals game on Tuesday night, I think they left like another dozen on, but I know Friday night it was 15, Saturday was 12, and then Sunday was 10 left in scoring position too. So it's just like you gotta find ways to bring home guys. It's just it's like you're too good of a team, but I think everybody at the same time was like, I get it. Panda's back. So, everybody's trying to, put on the big show and everything else and just trying to reestablish themselves in their role with Pandas now in the lineup too. So it's just like, okay, yeah, we got to figure this out. But again, then you have the Cardinals who went through a managerial change last week too. So it's like, okay, they're playing under Pappy now. So, and they play differently with Pappy. They got Angel Castro bringing the energy on the bench, and it's not in English, but it's energy.
It's awesome. Oh, yeah.
I love you, Angel. I love you, but it's just not English. But yeah, and I'm there on Saturday. I watched them Friday. Yeah, Akatsuka deserved better fates, guys. He gave up a 2-out single to Williams in the first, and then it was a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. That was all the runs that came across in that Friday night game.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay. Yeah, and they had their chances. And the Cardinals, to their credit, made some hell of defensive plays a couple times. They got out of jams. But if you're the Barnstormers out there, you just got to find a way to bring one home. You got to force them to make a play. You got to force them to do something. Maybe you sit up there, and then you look at. And I got to think of yesterday Tyler Duncan was up there bunting for crying out loud, bring a run across. Don't be afraid to put the bunt sign on for some of your better hitters, especially when they're struggling.
Yeah, it's something that this is a young team, and obviously they went through the stretch at the start of the year, went on a little heater there for a bit.
Yeah.
Coming back to this 3-game losing streak. Maybe this is just what they kind of need to reset find who they are as a group and kind of go forward. Yeah, I just think they're just a young group, and I think this just needs some sort of veteran guidance to kind of guide them through this awkward moment where I feel like they don't really have an identity right now.
No, they don't. And I think yesterday, of course, Sunday, again, it was just during the third inning, it's scoreless. Rain delay happens. It's 45 minutes, and then it's just like your starting pitcher goes back out there, and Welland's just chomping at the bit, like, okay, we're just going to go ahead and baseballs, and they put up a big number pretty fast.
Crazy to think that starting pitcher is going to go back out there 45 minutes delay. Like, I don't know.
He tried, and it just
crazy.
didn't happen.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
Lower back
again, it's just again, that's also you're in your third game in as many days too, and it's like, okay, what do we got left if you can't go back out there?
Yeah, no, it's true.
Because they were getting they exhausted the bullpen Saturday night because Hamilton started running it up a little bit, and that wasn't anybody's real fault. It was just okay. Hamilton decided to wake the bats up, and we're sorry.
We're just scared.
All right. That's the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, number 5 in the power rankings this week. To number 4, we go, a red-hot team in the Barrie Baycats, and they feasted on the two teams in the bottom of the standings. A couple of wins over the Brantford Red Sox, a victory over the Kitchener Panthers. Barrie Baycats getting hot at the right time, and they just continue their climb up. The defending champions are back again, doing what they have been doing at this time of year.
Remember we were talking a couple of weeks ago, like just we knew this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they were in the bottom, we knew this was going to happen. Well, it happened, and now they're 9-1 in their last 10. So it's just now they flipped the script. They've find ways to get through this. Like this team, I'm flabbergasted how they can find pieces to fill holes and and not miss a beat. Like Josh Matlow, I'm sorry. Kudos, man. Like if you don't get win manager of the year, I want to know why. Like honestly, I don't. I don't get it. Like,
for the record, I don't have a vote for that. So
no, neither do I. But it's just like it's just if you don't win this one for everything this team has gone through this year, something's wrong.
Yeah, and it's not even like he's bringing like just random bodies. Like it's these guys have resumes. Like
these guys got resumes, and these guys on the 22U team that he's got coming up are just like,
dudes.
Holy.
Yeah.
These guys could play here right now.
Yeah,
like they've proven it again and again.
Yeah, they're embracing the moment and being okay. I'm here now. Like throw me a fastball. I want to hit.
Yep. And they go bye. Yeah. And you got to talk about Tristan Clark. Then it's just I love Tristan Clark's story. I love that he stepped away from baseball at a high level. He had started a family, and now he's back with his kids' blessings and his mom's and his wife's blessings and everything else, and playing at this level. So it's just like it's great to see. Yeah, it's a long distance thing right now because I believe his wife and his kid are in the States. But yeah, it's great to see. He's having a great year, and you know what? He's Canadian, and unless he's played pro ball somewhere, he's eligible for Rookie of the Year. Which I'm gonna have to check on. So that's the kicker about the Rookie of the Year award. You have to be Canadian, and you cannot have signed a pro contract before this. So as long as he hasn't signed somewhere pro before, he's eligible. And you know what? He might get it. He might get it.
And he deserves it, though. Like it's not like
no question.
Like
he's going out there and just
plays, offenses. Like it's just like a package. It's like okay, I understand now what the hype is when you were going along your baseball journey. Like this is the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a guy really making up for the home runs lost with Ryan Rio out of the lineup. He's been hitting dinger after dinger. And how about Tristan DeRoche with a home run on Sunday as well? Like they're finding the offense.
On point streak, just so you know. I don't know what happened there, but
that's something on the back end that's trying to get corrected.
Yep.
I can tell you, I was looking at it. They tried to put in DeRoche, and I guess for some reason it auto-corrected. But
well, that's what happened with me when I can't remember. I think it was Malik Williams. It happened to me when I was doing the game in Barrie earlier in this season too, and I was just like, I know he's in the lineup. I can see him on the card, but it's not popping up there as the right guy. So it was just like, okay, That's a Herbie question. I'm gonna leave that one
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, we'll leave that one to Herb Morrell and make sure he sees that email that's sent, because I'm sure it was sent after that
Oh, I'm
Sunday game,
guaranteeing it
unless
because I
Juan
got text
Benitez wants
messages
a
from like
homer on
4
his
different
record.
people. Yeah. Well, I would probably love it, but I was like, Tristan DeRoche is not a big fan of that right now.
No.
No.
Give him that home run. Justice for Tristan Jaroche.
Yeah.
Well, the Barrie Bay Cats coming in at number 4 this week. We turn to number 3, and it is the London Majors winners of their last 3 games. They're 500 on their last 10. What do you guys say about the London Majors this week? A 3-game sweep of their weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They're 6-4 in their last 10. They've got a 3-game winning streak, and it's just like this is a big week for a lot of teams. This one coming up here has been it's a big week. They've got Hamilton for doing I can't remember who they got. They got Barrie or somebody else on Sundays. I think
It's
they're playing
London
somewhere on Saturday. It
Hamilton
might be
on
Welland.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's on Friday.
It's on Friday, yeah.
Yeah, Thursday.
So it's Thursday, Friday against Hamilton, and then it's Saturday somewhere, I think. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Might just be a 2-game week for these guys.
If it is,
Yeah,
it would be a
it's a big week.
rain delay makeup game. I don't have the rain delay makeup additions
neither
to
do I.
our back end side here.
Let me just look up here.
But
Nope, there's nothing.
what do you guys say to the resolve of this team? Again, that I mentioned it in the Guelph section of this. It was tied at 4 going into the 9th inning on Saturday against Guelph, and they end up coming up with 3 big runs. And this despite not having 2 of their 3 coaches on the bench getting thrown out earlier on in the game.
Yeah, they, to a man on that, the London coaching staff will take one for the team. They'll defend their guys with honor till the very bitter end here. So if anybody, I know these guys have got their back, and sometimes it gets a little carried away, but at the same time, it's merited. It's merited. So it's just, as far as that stuff goes, so it happens.
From my perspective, it felt like Roop was this close to being thrown out as well. He was really going after the home plate umpire.
Well, he got tossed on Canada Day on a call he never should have been tossed on in the first place, but that's not here nor there. That was just, yeah, that happens. we don't have the luxury of replay, and that's what happened. And then the player at the plate, I'm not going to name names. He's a guy from St. Thomas. He knows who he is.
That guy gave me a nice beverage, okay?
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Right. Yeah, we liked him that day.
We like that guy. We like that guy.
That's a good guy right there.
Yeah, that's a good guy. But it's just he got hosed. Let's just put it that way, and we'll leave it at that. And because they went and reversed the call after they were both gone. So it's just like, if it would have had a little cooler head about it and gone about it a different way, maybe it would have stayed in the ball game and everything would have been fine. But instead he's up there having a couple of cold ones with you. That's fine.
Yeah.
For the record, I don't drink while I'm on the broadcast.
Neither do I. I don't. And
after the game,
I got to shout out some people from Chatham-Kent for giving us some empties to take home. So we got a couple of souvenir cans to adorn the wall. We got to find something to hook them up onto because I'm worried the dogs are going to start sniffing the things, and that'll be the end of those.
Yeah. My big takeaway from this whole weekend is like, how is Skylar able to throw a ball? Like, I
don't know. Like, it's just
3 days in a row. Like, kudos to him for that, but like, dude, you gotta be feeling it.
Well, ask him tomorrow how his arm is, because as Booner said, it's like first day back you're fine.
Sure,
it's the second day where everything just really hurts. Because your muscles are still in that shock of atrophy or whatever you want to call it. The adrenaline's still going through your system at that point, and then it's like, T2 is like, okay, we're gonna shut you down now. You can't lift your shoulder past your arms, so you're gonna have to get somebody to help you put your t-shirt on.
Yeah, and even like knowing Sky, like, there's no way after that game in Toronto he was just gonna be chill the rest of the night. Like, no, he's a very high energy guy.
Well, I don't know if you saw the clip.
I could just see what he was doing. I could just picture it.
Yeah. Did you see the clip or no?
Take a break.
The clip after the last strike when he does the arrow, I'm just like, oh man. Oh no.
Yeah.
I love it.
I get it, Skylar. I get you're pumped up and everything else, but You can't do the move when the man's in the league.
See, here's my take though, Neil. I think it's like paying an homage to him.
Yeah,
I
I think it is too.
I remember him doing it in the All-Star game, or not the All-Star game, exhibition game, and like he pointed to him and did it.
No, I know, but I would love to see them both. I want to make sure they both meet up this weekend, just because it's my mission. It's my mission.
No, get a photo of them both doing it. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, and both doing it, or whatever. Just something like that. But yeah, it's just like that's the only thing. It's like I love you to death, Skylar, but it's just like I don't know. That just rubs me personally the wrong way, just because we're how I'm situated and everything else, and it's just like
fair.
Yeah. It's just like I don't want to see fights coming out because
I do want to point out, and it is duly noted, the London Majors have played 27 games. Skylar has appeared in 17 of those 27 games. That is a heavy workload.
That's a heavy workload. The group needs to get some. Needs another starter. He needs to find 2 pitchers for the bullpen. If they're
or 4
or 3. Well, no, he just needs somebody else to take some of this load off him. Like I know they were expecting Gillies to come back, but unfortunately didn't. So it's just like, hey, you gotta do something here, Roop. You gotta do something. Like you're running out of time here, but at the same time, this team, I keep waiting for the shoe to drop on guys, but it's not dropping. It's velcroed on, tie lip, whatever it is, duct taped, whatever, gorilla glued down. It's not coming off. They're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Unless their arms fall off.
Yeah.
Or leave for school.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting how they play it out. Their entire 28-man roster card is full, so in order to bring in a couple of arms to make any additions, they're going to have to do some additions and subtractions at the same time too, and that's going to be tough in the next couple of weeks to try to figure out, how these 28-man rosters will look like past the deadline, which we will get more into over the next couple of weeks because that's going to be a major storyline in how these teams put their pieces together ahead of going for an IBL championship. But for now, number 3 on the power rankings this week, the London Majors. We just talked about the Hamilton Cardinals at the top of the broadcast. Once again, congratulations to Owen Boon and Tyler Duncan. We move to number 1 and the Welland Jackfish. Well, they're jackfishing again. 7 straight victories. They continue to roll, and I think you put it aptly there, Neil. They're continuing to slowly distance themselves away from the pack.
Yeah, they are, and they've won. They're 9-1 in their last 10, 7-game winning streak, and congratulations, you guys clinched a playoff spot already.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get complacent. And I know that's not something you guys are going to want to do either, because this team is just how they've always been built, how this franchise is built. They don't get complacent, but at the same time, you got to find something to play for now, as far as for the next little while, because it's not even the All-Star break, and you guys have locked yourselves into the postseason. So it's like, okay, now what do we do? Now you're gonna see guys in the lineup. You're gonna see guys take rest. You're gonna see guys, they're gonna try things to see, okay, maybe this guy can play here if somebody gets hurt or something like that. But you're gonna see their A lineup against, the games they have to go out there and put their A lineup out. But I think you're gonna see a lot more guys getting a lot more at bats than they probably were anticipating to, as far as what they were agreed to, as far as when they came in here, and as far as their roles go.
Yeah, I think Brian is going to be kind of sending that message to the group too. Hey, yeah, great, we've clinched, but the job's not done, and do not get into bad habits, because
exactly,
because everyone's human, right? Like you take a little step back and you just be relaxed, and then all of a sudden, knock on wood somewhere, an injury will happen, and then obviously that kind of changes the landscape of what they're doing right now. So keep the foot on the pedal and keep going. No one's gonna feel bad for you for beating you badly.
I think the big question is, do they reach 31 wins this year?
I didn't have anybody going to 31 this year, just because I thought the parity was going to be around there. I thought they're going to probably win 28, 29, but the bar right now just is how things are working out. Everybody else is beating up on everybody else. So, Welland's going to catch a couple breaks here. They're not going to get the ace every time right now, because these guys have to save an ace for a game they have to win. where it's not okay. It's not the preconceived notion that okay, we're playing well and we're going to lose, but it's like okay, we got a better shot at beating somebody else down here in the same weekend when we need those wins to get ahead of them in the playoff race.
It's going to be interesting to see how the other managers make it strategic, because it's like, especially if you're already down early, like,
yeah,
there's no reason to burn an army if you have the game the next day.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I think you're going to see if they get down early, you're going to see that starter go out there and probably go to 5 or 6 here, just because again, it's like, hey, I gotta use you here because you're here tonight, and it's just like, yeah, sorry, just how it is.
All right. Well, the Welland Jackfish, we can go on for hours and how well they have been playing, but we're going to cut it off here. Winners of 7 straight ball games, Welland Jackfish at number 1 this week. Well, they have 10 guys going to the All-Star Showdown on Sunday, which kind of underscores again just how much of a powerhouse this team has been. Will they make it 11? We're going to have more on the All-Star Showdown coming up on Sunday. Those last chance qualifying those last chance votes, I should say, which actually expire, well, as we tape this tonight, so we're not really going to get too much into that. But again, we'll have more on the All-Star Showdown. Is there a change afoot coming on Sundays? And we're going to dip into the mailbag and much, much more. Stay with us. This is the IBL Inside Pitch.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com, because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
The IBL All-Star Showdown happening in Hamilton on Sunday. This coming Sunday. It's coming up very quickly. Get your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com. And a whole lot is happening. Rosters have been announced, and a couple of new additions have been announced to these rosters and just to the coaching staff in general. Neil, what is the latest on the All-Star Showdown coming up on Sunday?
Well, as of Monday morning, we announced the manager and the bench coaches. So congratulations to Josh Matlow, Luis Bernardo for the North team, and then of course Brian Esri and Roop Chanderdat for the South team, as far as being the managers and bench coaches respectively. Of course, that is decided by positional standings in the regular season. So of course, highest record, you get to be the manager in that division and everything else. The second team is the bench coach. So that's how that works. And then of course, then managers, bench coaches, and everything else can be picked. All the other coaches can be picked from wherever else in the league. So if you wanted to bring a Dino Romel in or somebody else that was available that wants to come to the All-Star game, you're more than welcome to do that. Or you can fill it with your own staff too, which is more what usually happens too, as far as that stuff goes. And of course, then we got to talk about the big news, of course, is the honorary captains. Ted Calnis, the commissioner, decided this year to name 2 honorary captains to 2 very deserving guys that obviously for various reasons aren't taking part in the All-Star game as players and everything else. But these 2 guys, they definitely deserve their moment in the sunshine. It might be the last time for one of these guys. So, I'm not saying that or anything else like that. It's going to be, but it's an opportunity for them to be a part of this thing, because I'm pretty sure Cleveland in 2015 didn't get a chance to play. Like, I'm pretty sure of it. And I know Ryan and everything else, he wanted to be there. He was lighting it up. But it's just, as far as that stuff goes, sometimes life says, hey, no, you can't do this year. Like, it happened to me last year. I know exactly what that means. Like, it's just like, It's like, no, man, you got to slow down. You got to slow down here. As far as that stuff goes. But yeah, so it's just congratulations to Ryan Rio and Cleveland Brownlee on being named the honorary captains this year. And I know both of these guys are excited to do this and very honored to do it. So they're very humbled by it. So, it's going to be a great day for those guys and an opportunity for them, just to hang out with their teammates and people they've grown accustomed to seeing them across the field and everything else, and probably get to know them better as far as that stuff goes. Because like you said last year, Braden, you got to hang out with some of these guys you had never met and everything else. You just seen them in passing. So, it's a great thing. And we got to make sure we get a group shot this year. We got to make sure we get a group shot of both teams together. Because last year, I was like going,
it was 1-1.
Yeah, it was 1-1. It's like, no, you got to get everybody together here. Because then, you take that picture and then A kid takes it and prints it off, and he makes it his mission for the rest of the year to get it all signed.
Literally, yeah. Like I remember it was like it's probably frowned upon, but like I remember after that game staying out there for probably at least an hour.
Yeah.
Signing a bunch of Jackfish hats.
Yeah.
Like obviously I didn't sign the front or the brim. I signed on the inside of the hat.
Yeah, underneath the lid, yeah, or
But,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but these kids were loving it, right?
Yeah.
And again, I was trying to remind the kids, I'm like, listen, I'm back here in a week.
Yeah. Please don't boo me.
Such. Yeah, do not boo me because I will call you out.
Yeah.
But
I signed your hat, Johnny.
yeah. Like that's the thing that like a lot of these players don't get to do, I guess.
No.
Technically, is just go to a visiting barn as a home player.
Yep.
And get treated like royalty. Like me going into Welland last year as a visiting player, you hate it, but you love it at the same time because of everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. But then I got to experience the home field advantage, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And like it was a dream come true. It was first class, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
I walked into their dressing room last year. Like I never go into dressing rooms.
No.
Just as a rule of thumb, it's just like no, that's not my place or anything else. But McKay and those guys were like, no, you got to come through here and take a look at this thing. And I was just like, holy crap! Like this place is nice.
It was crazy, and then I got to I'm not gonna say second guess everything about the Welland Jackfish, but now I'm like, let's take a step back, see what they're doing through their perspective eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Now I understand. I get what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I really hope that the players go into Hamilton this Sunday with an open mind and just do some cool things that they don't get to do.
Yeah.
Or even talk to different players that they don't get to talk to. Like it's at the end of the day, like who cares about your ego? Just go be a ball player. Pretend like you're 10 years old again.
Well,
exactly. And you're like, this
pretend this is backyard baseball, guys. Pretend this is the Sandlot. Just go have some fun. Just go have some fun.
Yeah.
Wear your hat backwards all day. Have some fun. Have some fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also the fans love it. The fans want to see you be yourself and just be a personality. And I hope some of the players that are on those rosters watch this segment at least and really take it for what we're saying. Yeah. And not try to be all like, oh, professional, no smiling, be a robot out there.
No, like go have a blast, guys. Like this is a chance to be that 10-year-old again, where you're playing in Game 7 of the World Series with your buddies. Have some fun. Just go have some fun. Nobody's gonna care what the score is at the end of the game. Win-loss record's not going to matter. Yeah, if you hit a tank shot to right field, it's going to make the highlights, and it's going to go coast to coast. I get it. Guarantee it.
Yeah. And even though the cool thing is, it's like for some of the players that I'm not going to say might have a bad rap within the league, this is your opportunity to kind of show, hey, I'm not what you think this is. Like, I know for me, it's like last year I go in there, people are like, okay, you're very social media driven. You're very full of yourself, blah, blah, blah. And then they got to talk to me and they're like, okay, no, like you're actually here for the love of the game. You're trying to do something to get the people involved with the game. Yep. And I'm like, yeah, that's the whole point. But some people take it out of perspective on their own life. And it was cool to see they have a change of thinking of what I do. So I'm hoping some of these players are in this game this year do the same thing, because for me it was cool, and now I get to hang out with you guys. Like this is the coolest thing ever. So
well, thanks.
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got a celebrity vibe on Friday night with Brantford. I had a couple of people walk up to me and shake my hand and actually give me the whole, I know exactly who you are. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm like,
no, it happens. It was just it was happening in Chatham-Kent too on the weekend. It was just like, okay, this is weird because like I'm not used to that. I'm just not. And like Jenny's like sitting there going like she's like glowing from ear to ear because she's loving this because we just walk into Hamilton, we walk out of there, and like nobody bugs us at all. They don't say hi to everything. They just kind of I go about my business. But yeah, it's just like you came to Chatham-Kent and they're like so happy to see us. They're handing us stickers and stuff. But sorry, Slaz already stole the other stickers, so I don't got a spare to hand out to you guys. So the other one's gonna go. I got the handlebar sticker from the handlebar guys and everything else. So that's gonna go on the wall. And I've got the beer cozies. Well, actually, I got two of them, so maybe I'll give you one. You'll have to flip each other for the beer cozy or something. But yeah, they were nice enough to give us some stuff too, and got to meet Mama Strong. Got a picture with her and everything else, and it was great to finally meet her. And yeah, she does have a bigger fan club than Steph. just stating that for record.
I just want to point out too for those that are watching, if I have tunnel vision, I apologize if I ignore you at a ballpark near you, but feel free to say hi. I won't bite.
Yeah.
Not too sure about these two, but I can
no,
definitely
we
tell
won't
you
bite.
that I will not
But
bite
just, just-
whatsoever. Always happy to have a convo.
Yeah. But just to make sure, keep it like either before the game or after the game. Just don't interrupt. Don't pop your head up in the middle of a ball carrier game. It's like, hey, how you doing? Or whatever else, right in front of the screen when you're trying to.
Yeah.
We're trying to call something in the 5th inning. It's happened twice.
Not that anyone's counting.
No, it's happened 220 twice this year though. But it's just like, oh my god, really? Security.
Oh wow. Oh well. All-Star Showdown coming up on Sunday. Again, get your tickets at hamiltoncardinals.com. One other piece of business coming up this week are the participants for the Home Run Derby, Neil.
That it is. It's going to be announced Wednesday morning. I only know one. That's it. And that is the defending champion, Tyler Duncan, which we're allowed to say because, everything else is going out. Tyler's going to defend his title. And, of course, he's up to 6 home runs now. So, it's legitimate now, too. So, it's not like he's just squeaking in the back door because he's the hometown guy and everything else. No, he's going back to defend his title, and it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out as far as the other ones too. Because I know there's a couple names that are highlighted, but they haven't been announced yet, and it's just like, okay, let's see what happens. But guys have also, guys have just suddenly showed up on the scene this weekend and decided, hey, I'm going to take this thing a little seriously and declare their candidacy.
Now, is the structure the same as last year? Do we know how it's going to work?
I think the timing is going to be a
Or
little
is
bit
that
shorter.
another thing that's coming up?
I think that's coming. I think the timing is actually last year. I think it was 2 minutes. I think we've actually lowered it down to 90 seconds because our friends at CHTL Television are going to take it from 4:30 to 6 o'clock that night live across coast to coast in Canada. So, hey, they're nice enough to do that, and Cable 14 is going to have it on as well. But yes, but CHCH is a pretty big deal as far as that stuff goes, and they're willing to take it up and help us out to get the league more views out there and more in front of more eyeballs. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, I think it's down to 90 seconds as far as that. You still get your timeout and everything else, but it's just gonna be really bang bang bang. You're just gonna have to like really push as far as time goes too. So keeping that in mind. So we'll see. But I think that's what one of the things was discussed last week during the meeting was just trying to keep the times down as far as everything else. I think last year was like an hour and 48 minutes for the whole derby, so we want to get it down to 90 minutes. So we'll see.
All right. Anything else that we missed on the All-Star game before we move ahead?
I don't think so. I think we got everything covered. I did roughly do a quick lineups just because I was having fun yesterday. I was like, okay, well, I got time between Chatham-Kent and driving home, so let's scratch a lineup out. And it was fun, kind of fun. But
The Bat Boys were announced.
The Bat Boys were too. Yes, and congratulations to both Emmett and Gavin because it was just like it was great to talk to those two guys. And I think they were both a little nervous because they were like, okay, this is what I was thinking. When they realized, okay, yeah, this is something good. We're not in trouble. So it's just like, okay, they relaxed. And, it's like this guy's not giving us heck. He was just congratulating us, and I think that was kind of cool.
I think they're going to be the big rock stars of this whole.
Oh, you know what? I would love to mic them up. I would love to somehow mic them up or give them a GoPro.
That'd be cool.
I think we're actually going to have the umpire with a GoPro at some point, so we'll see if we can get it to work and everything else. Yeah.
Now, is that deciding the umpires? How does that work? Is that just who's available?
I think I'm not sure how that works. Last year, I know it was more of the guys in that area. Like I know Ben Mercier and Dale LaGrosse, and I can't remember who the third one was, but I think they're the local guys as far as that stuff goes. But Hamilton is more central, so it's like, okay, yeah, you can pull guys from wherever. So it might just be who's available and who's not working on Sunday night because again, umpires are at a premium, especially during it's also the junior elimination tournament, so it might be a little bit different as far as that stuff goes too. We'll see. Jeff Rose is the other one last night. That's last year. I just remembered that because I gave Rosie a hug before I left. I was like, yeah. I left not by my own accord. My accord. I had to go. I had to go.
All right. Do we want to touch the mailbag or do we touch on Sundays?
Let's touch on Sundays. We can leave the mailbag for
All right.
yeah.
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 Let's
So
get it
All
going.
right.
yeah, well, just as far as the mailbag is
What's
important and everything else,
going
but
on?
again, we got an all-star, we got a home run derby to watch tonight, guys. Come on, come on.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
Braden's got food to go eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
got a
so
snack
yes.
wrap sitting here. I got it down.
Yeah, you got a tattoo, and it's just yeah. But yes, we got to touch on Sundays. It's part of the changing culture, the changing climate, and that's literally what's going on. Sundays used to be okay, 2:00 starts, no problems. It's hot. Now it's at the point where TV companies are pulling volunteers off fields because it's too hot. So we have to, as a league, something to consider for next year is okay, yeah, we want to play Sunday afternoon games, but maybe we got to look at 4:00, 5 o'clock when the sun's not at its peak here. We're not forcing these people that are trying to cover games for us to just, be unwell or not feeling well and just be subject to places where there's no shade. Like we don't have shade in a lot of ballparks and everything else. And when that sun's beating down and everything else, like Dominique Field, key example, but Brantford yesterday afternoon, I'm just like, not in places I wanted to be on a Sunday because I was offered to go to both. And I was just like, you know what? We're gonna drive home. I'm gonna watch the baseball games from the comfort of my house in air conditioning and not worry about the heat. But yes, I've done Sunday afternoon games at Burning Arbor, and because how the sun is in that ballpark and everything else, it's right in your face all afternoon. So it's just like, yeah, no, it's just not fun. It's not, and that's not me being old or anything, but it's just being okay. Let's be realistic. We're approaching 38 to 40 degrees Celsius before game time, so it's something we got to consider. Like we got to start thinking about some things, and maybe we have to force teams to play on a Thursday night or something. Hey guys, just to because Sundays are no longer going to be this thing, and maybe Sundays are now more localer games. Like as far as okay, maybe you play a Kitchener if you're Guelph on a Sunday night. Maybe if you're Barrie, you bring up Toronto on a Sunday night, like a 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock start. So it's not crazy, but it's something that's okay. It's manageable, so you can get out of there by 9:30. Guys on the road by 10, home by 10:30, 11 o'clock ish, depending on how far they got to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think even like for the fans, I think they would really appreciate that.
Well, and I
having
think
a later start.
you can look at the numbers too. That's why Toronto moved off Sundays. That's exactly why Toronto moved most of their games off Sundays. It's too hot in the afternoon. It's just too hot.
Yeah. And even
And
that, like the players, like
yeah.
if you want to have the best performance, you're not going to be sitting out in the sun and the heat all day. Like that just drains you physically, mentally. Like it's not fun as a player, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I remember it was a few weeks ago. It was that drubbing that Guelph dealt Kitchener, and I still remember walking by the fencing, and this was the Garatakamatsu 2-homer 8 RBI game, and I just remember it was halfway through, and I walked by, and I looked at him. The guy's just dousing himself with water because he's overheating.
Yeah,
like it was just so incredibly hot.
Yeah, it is. It's just it's the climate change, and yeah, maybe when we were kids,
Can
we
I
could get
play
away
devil's
with it.
advocate here, though?
Yep. Go ahead.
When it comes to the volunteers and lack of shade, can't we just put like umbrellas or something like that to kind of block the sun a little bit more?
But again, you guys got to remember, like some of these ballparks lean out into residential areas, like in Brantford and everything else. What are you going to do out there? What are you going to do out there? Like as far as that poor guy in center field is just going to bake. And then you have, of course, the guys on Cable 14. It's not a truck game on Sundays, so it's just the remote cameras. But if it was a truck game on a Sunday, like the All-Star game is going to be like thank God we're not starting to 4:30, but still, it's just like the poor people are out there. Like I love the guys we have out in Cable 14 and everything else. But I genuinely make sure it's like, hey, make sure you got water or whatever else. Like I'm always going when I go to the fridge, or if Josh goes to the fridge behind us, it's like, hey, take care of the guys on the cameras too, just to make sure. As far as this stuff goes, because we don't want anybody falling over or being dehydrated or something and just having to have a medical emergency on the field here and just delay things. Because again, it's not they're intending to fall over or anything. It's just, hey, they got baked here.
Yeah. So I guess let's have them on. I was getting a lot of heck for this on the Kitchener broadcast for the last couple of weeks. I think, Neil, you know the term that I have for 5 o'clock starts.
Yep.
Sunday, it's not afternoon, it's not evening. I
It's
call it
pre-evening.
prevening.
Yep.
It is
Pre-evening.
prevening.
No.
And
I
people
would
were
love to
giving
see
me heck
I would
for
love
it.
to see the owners do go through their attendance on a Sunday afternoon. And I'll say, okay, if they have historical numbers too, base it on the weather. If the weather is above 30 degrees, if you can factor the weather in, if you can go back and look at the weather temperatures, okay, what times do we do better in it, and what temperatures are good? Like if anything, like I could see up to Canada Day play till 2 o'clock, but once we're in the summer, like the summer, and we're full in the full summer solstice and everything else, maybe we shift in the evening games just to. I don't know. It's something to throw out there, something to look at. It's a talking point. I'd love to hear people's feedback on this because I'd love to hear players' feedback on it. To be honest, just hey guys,
Yeah.
chime in. Like hey, yes, no, whatever. Maybe we'll actually
Well,
we can make
I
it. We
think
can
it's.
make we can make a poll on our Facebook page, can't we?
I think so. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I think about too is you even have the Guelph Royals after it passes June going into July, their Saturday games switch from 1 o'clock
Yeah.
to 7:30. They have 7:30 Saturday night games from now until the end of the season.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And
You
it's
know,
just
maybe maybe
Nice.
they kind of are ahead of the curve, if you will, on
no
this.
and then that goes back to way back in the '90s too. It was always okay because again, it was because they would do better when the kids were in school as far as okay if we did a Saturday afternoon games the kids are just finishing up their ball games they're bringing mom and dad to the ballpark right after those games and okay that we're still in the uniforms and everything else and then it's like okay once school's out it's like okay baseball's over at whatever time and unless they're tournament teams and then they're gone all weekend anyways but yeah the house league kids and everything else they just want to go hang out in the pool in the afternoon come to a baseball game at night. I get it.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on this topic before we move forward?
I don't think so. Like I think we covered all the
No.
bases and why we
No.
want to see the change, but we're probably getting yelled at for people saying, "What are you trying to do to us?" But it's just hey,
Yeah.
would you like 45
Well,
more people in the stands on a Sunday night?
yeah.
The answer
Oh,
should be
we'll have to
yes.
see.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up this episode with a couple of mailbag questions. I do want to acknowledge Tanya who sent in this, and it's a longer email, but one of the main points that she does make in here is bringing on some more guests to the show. I do want to point out we had somebody lined up. Schedules didn't match up this week, but we're hoping to get him on next week. He is. I will just give one hint. He's an active player in the Intercounty Baseball League, and he's playing for a second team this season. We're trying to line him up coming up next week. So I think that's been kind of an ongoing problem for us this
Yeah.
year, guys, is that we've lined up a number of guests, but just schedules just don't work
Well,
out.
exactly. We record these on Monday nights, so I get it. Those are usually probably the one night of the week the guys have off, no practices, nothing else. It's usually, they played on Saturday. They played probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's like Monday night. It's like the last thing they want to do is talk baseball. They just want to, relax, do laundry, do whatever else they got to do, prep the rest of their week. Maybe they're at the gym, working out or something, and just, just need some downtime.
Hey, maybe that needs to be an extra IBL inside pitch feature. IBL active players at the gym, and I'm just doing an interview with him while he's doing a set.
Maybe.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Get my workout in at the same time.
Yep.
All right. The other comes from Graham. He has a longish email as well, going on to the homework that we had last week. And Neil, can you remind us what the homework was?
I think they just wanted to see what do you like about what we're doing in the league. What do you don't like as far as stuff goes? What can we improve? What's working? What's not? Really, as far as that stuff goes, I think that was pretty much the gist of what we were trying to get to last week. After I went on a 15-minute tirade about everything under the sun.
Well, Graham chimes in about the homework about on field and obviously the wanting of a 10th team in the Intercounty Baseball League, and kind of maps out what he would like to see in terms of what the schedule would look like, an unbalanced schedule of teams in the same division. He says play each team 6 times in the same division and
Okay.
4 times in the alternate division. It would be a 44 game schedule if he were to get his way here. 4 teams in each division make the playoffs, so it would be an 8-team playoff anyway, and you would just match up against teams in your own division. perhaps even have a one-game play-in round with some of the other teams. But again, that kind of brings up the conversation that we had about how would the 10th team in the Intercounty Baseball League factor into how the schedule looks like. And right now, we have 42 games in the Intercounty Baseball League, and he raises a big question for myself. This year was the final year of that agreement to have 42 games for a season. Next year, it's whatever it gets passed by the board of directors and the owners in the league. How many games should we have in the Intercounty Baseball League? I want to give my opinion on this first of all. It's the way I look at it. The last couple of years, we have had torrential rains. We've had, and you touched on it as well when it came to the impact of climate change and the intense heat that we've had this season. Do we reduce it back to 40, 38, 36 games a year? What do you guys think? How many games should there be played in the Intercounty Baseball League?
And also, I guess it also hinges on what the league wants, what direction the league wants to go into. I want to say next year, the year after, as far as there's been a lot of talk behind the scenes as far as going quote unquote professional, as far as a league goes and everything else, which changes the whole kettle of fish as far as how things are ran here and everything else. If you go to a professional league, I don't think you can really sell a professional league on 36 games. I don't think you can sell a professional league at 40 games or 44 games. You might be looking at, a 48 to 52 game schedule, just because again, you're going to be incurring a lot more costs. You're going to be uploading, you're going to be taking the import number from 8 to probably from 5 to 8 anyways, as far as that stuff goes, maybe even 10 guys allowed on the roster. Because again, you're going to be playing more baseball games. So you're going to have a 5 or 6 man rotation. Plus, you're going to have other bodies in here too, just to keep things going. Cause there's no way you can ask these guys to play on a regular base on a nightly basis that many games and everything else without some serious compensation and everything else. That's a whole other kettle of fish and a whole other discussion for other people as far as that stuff goes, because it's just not my place to jump into that, because I don't have any inside magic wands or anything like that. I don't have somebody feeding me information on that stuff, because just not how it works. It's the owners and everything else are keeping that very close to their chest as far as where the discussions are and that stuff goes. And just I find out things as pretty much as the media does, as far as in some certain those aspects. I might get a little heads up as far as, okay, we're gravitating for this stuff and everything else. Like, we've made some changes to certain things socially as well. I don't know if people picked up on it or not, but we've picked up on some. We're tying things in. We're trying to put we're trying to gear up things as far as stuff goes, as far as the direction we want to go. So it's not
like little Easter eggs
and stuff. And there's things put out there too. Like, there's certain hashtags, certain branding, well, not branding, but definitely wording of things and everything else. But we're not dangling carrots out there yet. Anyways.
Yeah, I think depend again, Neil, like Neil said, there's like, it depends what route this league wants to go.
Yeah.
If you want to go professional route, you obviously have to play more games.
Yeah.
If you want to keep it the same, do you go to 40? Do you go to 38? And then spread it out?
Yeah. And it also depends on if you do have that 10th team in next year too. Does that obviously will change the landscape. And then where it is too, that has to be a huge factor. Because it's just like, okay, we can't just expect Barrie to suddenly load up the bus and play a game wherever on a Thursday night, because it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
So I even remember like when I first got into the league, there was a lot of midweek games.
Yep.
And then I don't know what happened the last couple of years, but like all of a sudden, those became very seldom.
Yep.
And now it's just Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So
and again, I think that was just because again, ownership and everything else looked at, okay, we don't draw well on Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
Rather than try to fix why we don't draw well, it was just like, okay, yeah, because I remember when I was at Guelph and everything else, we would get the lower tier teams on Tuesday nights, which you're not going to do well against. Like, you're not going to draw. If there's not a big drawing card on a Tuesday night, if you're sitting at home going, yeah, okay, we can watch the Jays game, we can watch an All-Star game and everything else, or we can go to a Royals game and they're playing Hamilton, which Hamilton back then would have been bad. No.
Yes.
No, it wasn't a marquee matchup on a Tuesday night. But if you do things right in the league and look at the overall picture, you can build these into things. You can make these into
100%.
more important games as far as this stuff goes. And as the league starts to promote these players, not just only on their own teams and everything else, like, okay, come watch Hamilton take on these guys, and you've got like a drawing card like a Fernando Rodney coming to your city on a Tuesday night. I guarantee more people are going to show up. I guarantee Saturday night, all the people that were behind me in the bleachers wanted to meet Rodney were just like, "Hey Neil, can you help us meet him?" I was like, I haven't even said hi to Fernando Rodney yet, so never anything else. I have not introduced myself to Fernando Rodney just because, again, it's just in my own head. It's just like, well, I try to separate it. It's just, I got a broadcaster job to do. I've got a league media job to do and everything else. But it's just like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's just always been like that. Even when Dalton Pompey played for with the Royals and everything else, it was like, yeah, I wasn't on a first name basis with him. I did some things for him, but it's just like, it wasn't like, wasn't going to go hang out with him and ask him all these questions or anything like that. It wasn't my best friend. But hey, Dalton, if you want to be hang out with whatever else, Officer Pompey, hey, you know where I am.
Even that, I feel like every team, like Neil Marquez, you guys would kind of know with the whole minor league baseball scene, like those teams offer like cool food options to draw the crowds, right? Like I wish more teams did that. Like I know we saw like Welland do promotion the other day, like $2 hot dog nights. Like,
you know how many hot dogs they sold? You know how many hot dogs they sold? Like 1,300 hot dogs.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
like that's a crazy amount.
Yeah, 1,300 hot dogs. I was just like,
full seats, which equals money.
And they weren't the little dinky things either. They were the full blown hot dogs.
And like that's been the one thing. Like I know, again, we can't really talk a whole lot about that food thing with certain venues, but it's been a topic of debate within the room, especially my career. It's been a topic of debate of like, oh, I wish we could have this. I wish we could do that. Never happens. So now it's like, okay, why is this team doing it? But this team can't. But then the other team is drawing a big, large crowd when the team that has access to that could do that, but they don't.
And it boils down to
you gotta do it to bring people in.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I look at this thing because I've been kicking myself since it didn't happen because of COVID. We had a Star Wars night plan with the Guelph Royals. We had the jerseys all picked out. We had Lucasfilm signed off on it. I have the letter still somewhere.
Really?
We had Lucasfilm signed off on it. You guys can go to town with it and everything else. Use our branding, use our marketing and everything else. Here's the letter. Just make sure it's all going to charity and everything else. You're not making a cent off it. So that's what it was set up to. We had the jerseys all set up. Sean Fuller and myself had gone through the trouble of doing everything else. He bounced off ideas. I bounced off ideas for him. I had it down to like, it was going to be a great night just because, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So this was like, please let this happen. Please. And then COVID happened. And I was devastated. I was honestly devastated because it wasn't going to happen. So Eric, if you're listening, and we want to do a promotion next year, I have the contact for Lucasfilm. So let's do it. Let's do it. I'll run it. I will run it to a T.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Sorry.
What's the old saying? Do or do not. There is no try, Neil.
Exactly. It must be done.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just trying to take the high ground here. I'm sorry, guys.
I know. But I had the high ground, Anakin. Come on, okay. Now, no.
We're gonna basically turn this into a Star Wars episode.
No, I know.
I kid you not.
I
mean, you already have the lighting for it. Neil.
So I know. I just have to flip a switch, and then the lightsabers will start flying all over the place. There we go.
I just don't think we can say anything else. I think Lucasfilms might come after us.
I don't want the mouse, the House of the Mouse coming in with their lawyers. Please, no, please.
No,
no,
not at all. Obviously, another topic that Graham touches on, and I think we touched on it already last week quite a bit, is just how everybody in the broadcast game has stepped up their game quite a bit. And he would like to see maybe a minimum broadcast standard that is put out there. He feels that there is opportunities for even more growth in that sphere. Bringing in more volunteers and trying to establish something where everybody is kind of that one group and we can kind of all help each other out at the end of the day. speaks glowingly of us. So I mean that's a positive.
There
But
we go. No,
obviously, I think that's a topic we won't really go into too much here.
no.
Obviously, a minimum broadcast standard is something I could talk about for hours and hours, and
There is
I think I
stuff in
have talked
the
about it for
yeah.
hours.
There is stuff in the rules of operation. It's
Mhm.
not really enforced this year because again we have 2 new owners just getting their feet wet and basically scrambling to get things going too as far as everything else goes. But then there's also some logistics that have to come back into this too because in some situations, in some fields and everything else, minimal standard can't be really obtained too easily right now because of how the field lays out and everything else. And we touched on it last week. The center field, we just can't leave a camera out in Hastings Stadium and say, here you go, unattended. You need the body out there. You need some people out there to keep an eye on it. And you need shade out there for them because there's no shade out there. Clearly, it leads down to a softball enclosure. Plus, you need some sort of cover in case there's a softball game going on when the poor people are babysitting the camera. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of red tape and a lot of logistics involved with a lot of this. But again, I trumpeted it last week. I'll trumpet again this week. Every team in this league is trying to kick it up even more than what they're doing right now. And I think everybody's doing a great job as it is with everything that they have in their possession. But I I would not expect this grouping of teams and broadcasters not to hold back moving forward and just continue to
No.
improve their product as the days and the weeks and the months and the years go along.
No question.
Well, I think that's about it, you guys. There is a home run derby happening right now in the Major League Baseball ranks.
Yes.
So I think we should probably cut it off here. We've touched on a lot of things. The Intercounty Baseball League All-Star Showdown happening in Hamilton once again on Sunday. Get your tickets now. Fill up Bernie Arbor Stadium for the home run derby and the showdown, and
That's
watch
your
these
homework
guys
assignment
have
this
some
week,
fun
folks.
and put on a show.
That's your homework assignment.
Sorry?
That's the homework assignment this
Yep.
week. Take the whole family out to the home run derby. Come to Hamilton, hang out, meet these players, and just have some fun, guys and gals. Yeah, and yes, Bernie doesn't have a lot of shade, so bring umbrellas if you're going to sit in the grandstands and everything else. It's normal to happen, but yes, it's a 4:30 start. By game time 7:30, the sun shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, sunscreen, water, bring it all out and just have some fun.
Yeah. I think that's about it. Braden, anything else?
If you do go to Bernie Arbor, I highly suggest getting the Pouten. Chef's kiss.
Okay.
The Pouten is good.
Okay.
Yes.
Dabbled a couple.
Yeah.
Dabbled a couple times.
And you got to have the Denninger hot dogs. I'm sorry, they're one of the best in the league. You got to do that. And I'm not paid by Denningers. I don't eat hot dogs at the game anymore just because of last year, and it's just not happening. We'll get to why the Filet-O-Fish had to come out this year, but we'll get to that at some point. All right.
Maybe that's something for next week to touch on the Filet-O-Fish.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of this episode. Thank you all for tuning in, whether it is on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify. While you're at it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, get our algorithms up. We love to see those subscription numbers go up, and maybe one day we get this thing monetized. We'll see. But you guys can help us out just by the click of a button. You just never know what one small thing can do for us three schmucks just trying to have some fun here every week in the Intercounty Baseball League season. Well, he's Neil, he's Braden, I'm Mark. We'll see you next week here on the IBL Inside Pitch.